Now that's what we gotta do, guys. This is what we do. When we do the get up, Del State, get up. We gotta always stand up and we gotta keep doing a chant until we score. She said, now, Wallen, be a student. Stop trying to look cute all the time. You got your Louis Vuitton bag, you can cheer. Yeah, that's why I'm calling you out. Nah, I'm messing. We just wanna have a good time. Don't forget Muhammad's Caribbean food right outside. They got jerk chicken, salmon, they got everything. She got her meal, look. She like that kid, you know when you get that food and you just start dancing? Hey, she happy, got a meal.
Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to game 2 of our doubleheader as the FAMU Rattlers come in the Memorial Hall Gym and face your Delaware State University Hornets back alongside Chris Moore. Hornets coming to this game 5-16, 2-4 in the MEAC. More importantly, look to end its recent slide of 3 losses in a row that began by a visit Florida A&M 4 in a row. Chris just told me. So Hornets have dropped their last 4 games, coming into a 94-79 loss to Savannah State on Monday. And the Hornets defense, they couldn't stop Savannah State. And Chris, I'm gonna come to you immediately as we get the starters. What are you looking for as far as impact players? We'll get to the keys later, but impact players.
Well, impact players for Delaware State is going to be Kavon Waller. Typically we talk about Devin Morgan and DeAndre Haywood, but Kavon Waller is really the third guy on this team. He's kind of the unsung hero. His ability from the outside is really the best in the conference. He leads the conference in three-point shooting percentage. He's the third leading scorer on the team because of that, but he's also second in the team in rebounds. So he gives a lot of effort. He's a key to what they want to do in zone defense. Kavon Waller, if he can get going from the outside early on, he can really carry this team to a win with his ability from the outside. And for Florida A&M, it's going to be Desmond Williams. They call him Agent Zero. He leads the team in points per game, rebounds per game, field goal percentage, and block shots. He averages almost 16 points a game, 6 rebounds a game. He's blocked 23 shots this season, and he shoots 48% from the field, and he's 7th in the MEAC in scoring, and he's a JUCO transfer. He started his college career at Alabama Southern Community College. This is his first year in Division I basketball, and well, he's making a name for himself. He's one of the best players in the conference, and standing at 6'6", he's a forward. He's going to be a handful for the Hornets, and in that zone, we'll see what Williams comes up with against the Delaware State defense in that zone. But Desmond Williams certainly the player to watch for Florida A&M.
Well, Chris, I guess we can head right to your keys to the game while we're here. Look at what are your keys?
Well, key to the game number one, and this goes back to Hampton 4 games ago when they started this slide that they're on, free throws. We saw it affect them down the stretch. In the last time we saw them here at Memorial Hall against Norfolk State, they were unable to convert from the free throw line late in the game. They shoot just 62% from the free throw line. That's got to get better if you're going to win basketball games. Number 2, get back on track on defense. If you look at their 2 wins to open up the conference play, their opponents scored 53 and 68 points. Since then, they've not held an opponent under 70 points. The defense is where this team's going to make their living. They've got to get back to it if they're going to win. And the final one, same as the women, take and make the 3. Kevon Waller's the man that leads the charge from the 3-point line, but this is a team full of guys that can make them from the outside. DeAndre Haywood, Kobe Gantz, Joe Lewis, Devin Morgan, Artem, Dana Razor. There's a lot of guys on this team that can shoot from the outside, so they've got to take and make the 3. That's where their bread and butter's at.
Well, we're ready for tip-off here as FAMU sporting their creamsicle unis, and Delaware State in their home white, and FAMU, as I stated, and the bright orange creamsicles win the opening tip.
And the man that won the tip, number 0, that's Desmond Williams. That's the man to keep your eye on in that creamsicle orange.
Onifade already starting a block party early, sending away Dandridge.
6'9" sophomore out of Nigeria. That's what he's here for. His defense inside is huge for this Hornet basketball team.
And Morgan looking to get it started early. No. And we're going to get a jump ball. Pretty loud here at Memorial Hall Gymnasium.
I thought there could have been a foul called on Craig Bowman for not allowing Morgan to come down cleanly after the shot.
So Waller will inbound Morgan. Morgan swings it. Kobe Gantz now starting the freshman. Another dynamic guard for Coach Walker. Razor, sharp as one. Triple, good. Hornets break the scoring seal.
Well, there it is. 2 threes they open up with on the offensive end. So they're not afraid to take that shot. But you talked about Kobe Gantz. He really emerged at the end of that Hampton game, played really well. And he's continued to play well, and Coach Walker rewarding him with a starting role on this basketball team.
Tough shot there by Desmond Williams over Onifade. Well, 6'6" junior, he's one of the better players.
Yeah, well, Agent Zero, that's what they call him, and he's big time. He's one of the best players in the conference. He can get it done down low, despite giving up a height advantage to Demola Onifade. So Onifade and this Hornets team, they're going to have their hands full with that young man.
Well, Chris, 2 halves here in the men's side. First 5 minutes, what do you want to see?
Well, I think the biggest thing really is keep your eye on Desmond Williams and, see what he's doing, how the Hornets are defending him. And we'll see if they can get in a rhythm off early on offense.
Waller loves that shot. You see why. It's good.
Well, that was all about Dana Razor passing up the open look to find Waller along the baseline for the easy jumper. That's a great extra pass by Dana Razor. And he's been a guy I've been curious. Not sure, what's going on in practice or what the case may be, but I thought he would be a bigger contributor coming into conference play this season. And now in the starting lineup, you see why.
Hornets jump out to an early 5-2 lead. 3-pointer is up and no good. Shot missed by Craig Bowman. Razor again. Feeling it, no good. Morgan fighting amongst the trees and is taken out by Dandridge. He'll get it up to Bowman.
But I like his confidence early on. He knows if he can get going, he can really key this offense.
Speaking of get going, Brendan Miles sporting the Charles Oakley goggles there. And looks like he's going to be a sharpshooter as well.
I like him. They match the team.
There's Gantz. Gantz just short. And a turnover as Williams couldn't handle the pass. Gantz takes it all away. Finger roll.
Skywalker gliding through the air there, number 5, Kobe Gantz, and he's a big body at 6'4". He can get up a little bit.
See why he's inserted into the lineup. Coach Walker, a lot of faith in the freshman. 7-5 off to a quick pace, much like the game we saw before. And an air ball from Williams. Hornets are running. Ooh. And it's a steal by Williams. And he'll draw the foul. Smart foul out by Waller, not giving up the easy 2.
Well, there's Desmond Williams making up for his air ball on the other end, coming back on the defensive end, getting a steal, and that's what great players do. They make up for their mistakes. And Williams did it there, but just had a good foul by Waller, not giving the easy 2 to Williams.
So 2 free throws here for Williams. As he misses the first.
Williams, he got that first shot to go, but he's had an air ball, a turnover, and they're a missed free throw. So.
And he makes a second free throw. And it's a 7-6 game just underway here. Razor from the other side, good. Triple, seeing triple is Razor. 6 points early on, 6 of the 10 going to Razor.
Yeah, well, we talked about Kevon Waller, but, I said it. He's not the only one on this team that can make him from the outside. And Razor showing he's another one.
And Brendan Miles couldn't handle the pass, and Desmond Williams a little upset there with his teammate. And a little press here from FAMU in the half court. Razor, speaking of couldn't handle passes, couldn't handle that one.
Yeah, they give it right back. Brendan Miles makes a mistake on this end of the floor to just drop a pass, and then Razor, gives it right back to the Rattlers.
So 10-6 early on for the Hornets, and when you're trying to stop a losing streak, Chris, getting off to a good start is important.
Yeah, well, scoring 10 points in the first 4 minutes is key to that, and Dana Razor, he's made some really good plays, not only the 2 threes, but we also saw the assist to get Kevon Waller open along the baseline for the 3. So Dana Razor really having a good first couple of minutes. But I like, the Hornets doing a good job on defense, but you can see Florida A&M, their want to get Desmond Williams the ball. He's, obviously he's the best player on this team. And he's already had a couple of looks, been to the free throw line, made a steal down here on the defensive end. So you can see how important Desmond Williams is to this to this Rattler basketball team. Excuse me.
That's your Delaware dance. Oh. He said I got a bad hip. He said I got a bad hip, but I need a cushion for my. Whoa! Yep. You coming over here to Miss Bowden Beautiful. Shout out to Miss Bowden Beautiful. Shake your hand up, girl. Do your way, Miss Bowden Beautiful. Hey. Now Millie rock with it. Hey. She got a, ho.
16 minutes remaining in the first half. Action ready to resume. Hornets out to a 10-6 lead.
And we've seen them in a not a a wholehearted press, but they're giving Florida A&M the look in that full court, three-quarter court press.
And turnovers early on for the Rattlers have been a problem. And the Hornets will take those with please. And what a pass inside to Onafade. No good, and he backs out and misses again.
You got to go up stronger than that with the big man. You got to go up with the authority to dunk it, and make the only way you don't get the dunk with a foul.
And there's Williams. He's going to have to will his team today. You see it there. And there's a trap immediately to Gantz. Gantz turns it over, and this is a little bit of pressure throwing the Hornets off.
Yeah, well, Gantz kind of fell asleep there at the top of the key, and Florida A&M attacked him.
Onafade with a block, but they're going to call a foul, it looks like. As Bowman drives inside, he'll go to the line for two.
I don't know about that. It looked to me like 5-0 went straight up. Looked to me like 5-0 went straight up, and he got all ball with the slot. So I don't fully follow how where you get a foul from that one.
So Bowman makes the first. They'll have one more chance to tie this game up. No good. 1 for 2. Morgan brings it out. And here comes the pressure from the Rattlers. Razor gets it over to Gantz. Gantz calls out the offense. 15 on the shot clock. 14:40 remaining in the first half. Pass inside to Morgan. Misses, gets it back amongst the trees and puts it in.
Well, that was a good cut there by Devin to get himself open in the paint. And missed the first free throw but stayed with it. And he's a smaller guy, but he fights hard.
Hornets in that zone, 2-3, and another foul looks like. This time Gantz is the culprit.
Hornet foul number 5, Kobe Gantz. His first personal, team's third.
And, well, being sloppy mostly will show up in the turnover department, but you'll see it show up as well in fouls. You get sloppy, you get lazy, and you commit some bonehead penalties, and there you get one on Kobe Gantz, just being a little too aggressive.
And Haywood checks in for the first time coming off the bench in that six-man role, Chris.
Yeah, he can be very effective in that role. We saw for a lot of his college career, that's what he was. He was the six-man offense off the bench. And as he's gotten older, he's becoming more of a key cog in this offense.
Speaking of key cog in the offense, Marcus Barham for 3. He's come off the bench with his first bucket of the day.
And you see Florida A&M, they've got quite a few junior college transfers on their roster. Barham's another one of them.
Haywood met by 2 Rattlers. They're trapping everything, Chris. Morgan for 3. No good. Onafade. He's fighting down low. Brings it out. No good.
Yeah, Damola doing a good job on the glass, but really struggling to get the ball to go in the hoop for him.
Inside to Danders, who gives it off to Williams. He misses, but Onafade altered that one. Morgan inside, and he's fouled. Goes into the body of Danders. He'll go to the line for 2.
I don't know if you've picked up on it, but this seems to be a pretty physical game early on. A lot of contact, a lot of bodies hitting the floor. We've had a few calls, maybe some ticky-tack, but these guys are getting after each other.
Definitely a physical MEAC battle here. As Morgan makes the first of 2. And it looks like Nicholas Severado will check in for the Rattlers. 6'8" sophomore. Morgan, just outside, misses the second. 13-12.
Had a double dribble miss there. on Mays.
Onifade gobbles up that rebound as Barham misses a three.
He's been really good early on the offense or on the attacking the glass. Has DeMolo Onifade.
12:55 remaining first half. Haywood will reset the offense. And the six-man roll today. Looking over, he gets to Waller. With 6 on the clock, Waller from outside, no good. Not the best of shots there. Mays back the other way. Swings it, get it, got it, good. 3-point, Justin Ravenall. And we saw in the first game, 3-pointers for the Rattlers helped get them back in the game, and now they're taking the lead 15-13.
Yeah, well, they get the long rebound there and out in transition. Hornets not able to get a body on the 3-point shooter, and Ravenall knocks it down.
Razor corner, 3, third triple of the first half, 9 points for Razor. When you got a team that likes to trap, you got to take advantage of those open corner pockets in the soft spots.
Yeah, well, Florida A&M, they're really mixing it up. Some possessions they'll go to that half-court trap, and then in other possessions they won't. Hornets, good job that time with the answer for it.
And Razor with the steal, getting the ball back. Razor feeling it, he's a sharpshooter. He's heating up, sharp as a razor. 3-pointer, 19-15 Hornets.
Saw that coming a mile away. Razor trailing Morgan in transition. Morgan dumps it off to him, and Razor's not missing right now.
He's on fire, to say the least. And Onifade, another rebound.
Well,
It
good.
looks like Silverado's looking for the foul.
Good block there by Waller.
Razor again. In and out, he checked, but you gotta love the confidence there. Crowd wanted that.
Yeah, well, he's feeling good. That's, you know, when a sharpshooter's going, you're okay with any shot they take. And I'm sure that's how Coach Walker feels with Razor right now. Hand down, man down, as Mark Jackson likes to say.
Dandridge from 15, no good. Waller had it, he let it go out of his hands. And we'll get a timeout.
One thing you notice, Dana Razor obviously making him from the outside, but he's feeling confident. He's getting after it on the defensive end as well. And, you know, he's really attacking Florida A&M on both ends of the floor, been active. And he's causing problems right now for the Rattlers. Coach Samuel's going to have to make the adjustment, get some eyes on number 21 because he's feeling it right now early on.
Who want a t-shirt? Where we at? Who want the Apple Watch? Who want the Apple Watch? Who want the Apple Watch? It's official. The Apple Watch is here. Hey, hey, what a time, man. Oh. Put it on the camera. Put it on the big screen. You see that? That's Apple. Apple Watch. Brought to you by Student Government Association. They sponsored it. Now let me explain. We're giving the Apple Watch to whoever has the most energy throughout the game. Whoever has the most energy throughout the game gets the Apple Watch. That means we got somebody watching the crowd. If you ain't, I got stole. Oh, security.
19-15, 10:58 remaining first half. And like you said, Dana Razor's been the star so far. 12 of the 19 for the Hornets.
Yeah, well, hey, three's more than two. Dana's got 4 threes. Keep it going, young man. That's what you say if you're Coach Walker. Just keep going.
We'll go to over the back foul. That'll be Hornet basketball. That's going to be on Silverado.
Rattler foul number 1, Nicholas Silverado. His first personal.
Well, you see the depth and the faith that Coach Walker has in his team. Razor's been hot early, but he's going to get him out. Tim checking in for the Hornets. So, you know, I like the call here. You know, get
Like
Dana
said,
some rest.
A lot of versatility
Yeah.
and depth is always good. Tim able to check in. He can shoot too. And it's strong there, but offense seems to be flowing. 19-15 lead. Haywood misses the steal. And we're at 10-20 with 17 on the clock for the Rattlers. Bowman loses the ball, and Hornets doing a good job on the defensive end, starting with Onafide, the anchor.
Yeah, well, I mean, and that's, you know, we talked about the women. The women did a good job on the defensive end, but they struggled to close out possessions. Hornets not having that problem, and you said it, Demolo Onafide has been a big key to that.
Haywood swings at the wall. He loves those corner shots, folks. Free ball, corner pocket. Triple.
Well, I love the ball movement there. Haywood knew exactly where he wanted to go with the ball when he got it, and he was able to swing it over to Waller, open in the corner for 3.
And the great effort here by the Hornets. A travel. Bowman couldn't handle the pressure. Haywood getting it done on the defensive end.
And you see what coming out early and playing well can do. You can get in a rhythm, get the momentum going, get the crowd into it. And, you know, and you can really turn it into a good day. Hornets off to a good start here, about halfway through this first half of action.
Definitely not looking like a team that's lost 4 straight.
Or maybe they do.
Haywood in and out. Onafide, another rebound. Onafide finishes it this time. Wow, Onafide has got to be doing a heck of a job. 5 rebounds already in the first half.
Yeah, but there's his first points. Finally able to reward himself for it and get the shot to go. And you know, a couple games ago when you had Kendall Gray here, he talked about Demolo Onafide. If he can get himself going, find his role find his niche on the offensive end, he could be a really good player. Demola, offensive rebounds, getting easy buckets.
Wow, Bowman looking for a foul, didn't get it. Waller goes straight up. Morgan brings it out.
Well, that's the physicality I talked about. The refs letting the boys play a little bit here early on, and both teams taking advantage of it.
A little bit of a platoon substitution as Haywood floats in, knocked away. Here comes Mays the other way. Quickness, he has it. Get the glass cleaner, Artem, but followed up and in by Williams.
Artem, we've seen him do that a couple times with the chase down block.
Hornets ball.
Artem will give a lot of effort in there, out in transition, able to get back on defense and get the block.
Gasevich will check in, so Coach Walker going to his bench early and often, keeping everyone fresh, and Onafide will leave to a nice reception from the crowd who noticed his hard work.
And this early on, this is the most in the couple of men's games that we've been here for. This is the most into it the crowd's been early in the game, and the guys are feeding off of it.
Definitely feeding off of it. Coming off a losing streak, you want to end it. You need to start with the home crowd. Waller, 3, no good. Gasevich, he can do what Onafide does. He's an effort player as well. And we're going to reset, 7:50 remaining in the first half. Haywood, triple, no good. Dandridge fighting forward Artem, and Artem will be called for the foul. So it'll go to the Rattlers. And we'll get a timeout here. 24-17, Hornets with the lead, Chris.
Yeah, well, they've been very aggressive taking the three-point shots. They've unleashed a ton of shots from outside the arc. And fortunately for them, Dana's been able to hit them. Kavan's made one. But, you know, it's not something you want your offense to fully revolve around. They're going to have to get inside, get the ball to Gasevich inside. He's got some good post moves. You know, so I'd like to see a little bit of that. Get them. Looks like Joe Lewis is going to check in the game out of the timeout. So you know, I'd like to see a little bit of that. But you know, you don't want to change things too much because you are making the three, you are going. But you know, we've seen the past couple of possessions some missed threes. So they've got to try and get themselves back to getting some easy buckets and then turn that into some open three-point looks.
Series number 2. This ain't the cheap one. Brought to you by Student Government Association. Right now, he's winning with the energy. Oh! Oh, let me get over here. Oh! I'm going to come back to you. We're going to come back to him.
24-17, 7:43 remaining in the first half. As you said, Chris, crowd's into it.
Yeah, well, you put an Apple Watch, a free Apple Watch in front of college kids, they'll get into it pretty quick.
Joe Lewis checks into the game. Speaking of depth, kind of forget about some of these guys. A lot of talent on this roster.
Yeah, well, I like Joe on the floor as a stretch 4 rather than a 5. When they had Devon Mallory out, he was, playing a lot of 5. I like him better at the stretch 4 position.
Three-pointer against the zone is good. Justin Ravenel. But Lewis at the top of that zone, I don't see how you see over that guy.
No, yeah, and that's he's got more than one role. He can get it done, and like you said, him at the top of that zone, kind of fluctuating between a 2-3-3-2. He can cause problems for a team that's a good outside shooting team in Florida A&M.
Gantz will check in once the whistle blows again. Lewis gets it, throws it inside to Gasevich. Gasevich, left hand is in.
Good find from Joe Lewis. A little bit of a dangerous pass, but Gasevich came up with it and was able to get the contested lay-in to go.
That's a good point, Chris. Now the Rattlers having a hard time getting out of that trap. Dandridge, they needed that. 15-footer is good. Hornets lead by 4, 26-22. 6 minutes remaining.
And we talked about the amount of three-point shots. 15 shots taken. They've only had 2 free throw attempts, so they've got to get at the basket, attack it a little more. I know you're hot from the outside, but stop settling.
Morgan, he's trying to get in the party.
That's an open look. That's one you can live with, but they're taking a little bit too many contested shots.
Dandridge again, just made one last possession, no good. Rebounded by Haywood. Back the other way. We set it up for the Hornets. Lewis, he can make that, people. Triple. Front rim, no good, but open shot.
And that's what I talked about. As a stretch 4, he can be very effective. Had the open look there, and but the Hornets, again, that's 17 three-point shots they've taken now in not even 15 minutes of action. So, and Dana Reza really seems to be the only one that's making them with consistency. They've made 5 of their 17 threes, and Dana's got 4 of them. So, I think the rest of the team started to feel it and feel the energy off of it, but now you got to get back to running good offense and going inside with the basketball.
And a few unforced errors by the Rattlers will help out.
Well, the Hornets are playing good defense. They're getting into passing lanes. They're being aggressive. Some of them have been unforced, but some of them have been forced as well. So the Hornets doing a good job. The only thing I would like to see them do is just attack the basket a little bit more.
26-22, 5 minutes remaining first half. Lewis playing a little soccer off the head of Gasevich. And it's going to be a scramble. Jump ball. Possession arrow point to the Rattlers.
Jump ball possession, Florida A&M.
Lewis again trying to go to Gasevich, but threw that one a little bit too hard and right in the forehead to the Serbian.
So Lewis extending that zone all the way to near half court. You got to travel, they call it. So another turnover, as Miles had a rough first half to say the least.
Yeah, that one you could call unforced. But once again, we'll see if the Hornets can get inside and get themselves a look in that blue area.
Gantz and Razor back in with Haywood, Lewis, and Gasker's getting extended minutes. Lewis at the high post, gets it to Razor. He's back in, and he may have cooled off a bit. Let's see where they take this. It'll stay with the Hornets.
Well, I mean, again, you can't be too upset because that's another open three. They're getting the open looks. But you know, if you're going to take this many, you got to make them. You've got to make them.
Haywood realizing they have plenty of time with 4:18 remaining. 20 on the shot clock. Rattlers backing off that pressure a little bit, dropping into a zone of their own. With 10 on the clock, let's see where they go. Haywood weaves inside. Racer, he's feeling it. No good. And Dandridge with the rebound.
Yeah, I think that time off might have cooled him off a little bit.
Almost thrown away there as Waller looks like he'll check back in. Shot is up and no good by Ravenel. We're going to get a foul on, looks like, Dandridge. Yep, it's going to be on Dandridge. Second foul on him. So we'll get a timeout, stoppage in play, 26-22. FAMU, bad as they played, they're still only 4 points back.
Yeah, I think you got to give some credit to Coach Samuels. They've come out with a game plan. I think they know that Delaware State will fall in love with the three ball. And I think that Coach Samuels has kind of made the adjustments, pack it in, make them shoot the three, and make them make it if they're going to beat us.
Let's go. Stop. Hit the polo stop. Don't stop. Hey. Don't stop. Run a man on that beat. Oh. 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 Do your dance. Do your dance. Do your dance. Hey. You ugly. That's the patty. Do your dance. Go crazy. Eat all the. Oh. Let go. Let go. Let go. Oh, well, keep going then. Do your own thing. Do your own thing. Go ahead. Do your own thing. Keep your leg up. Michael Jackson. Show some love for young G. Giovanni. Yo, G, you the
Well,
man.
Chris,
You want to
not
say
much
something real
disparity
quick?
between the two teams. Florida A&M shooting 36.4 and the Hornets 34.5.
Yeah, the only difference has been the Hornets, 5 of their baskets have been three-pointers.
Approaching 3 minutes remaining in the first half. Teams kind of started out hot. Now the Hornets looking to find their offense as the three-point shot isn't falling. As I say that, Waller spots up and makes one. Triple for Waller, and he's been one of the best in the nation at shooting threes.
Yeah, well, first of all, that's a great look by Joe Lewis. Get the pass inside and a quick find, and that's great basketball, anticipating when you get the ball what you're going to do next. Lewis knew exactly where he wanted to go with it when he got it. Found Waller open in the corner for three.
10 on the shot clock for the Rattlers. They're looking for something. They need a bucket here. It's been a few minutes. They get one there by Severado. And FAMU needed that, as I said. (29-24). Morgan will check back in. Lewis, top of the key. Gets it over to Waller, who swings it to Haywood. Lewis draws the block, and I think that was the right call.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can do those things when you get inside. We haven't seen it too much there, but Joe Lewis sensed, shot clock running out, and Lewis went right at the basket and able to draw the foul.
Morgan checks in for Gantz as Waller inbounds it, and the Hornet offense. Two minutes remaining, first half. Hornets lead 29-24. Lewis, top of the key, swings it to Morgan. Haywood, he joins the triple party. Add him to the list. And early on, the Hornets have been living by the three-point shot, Chris. 32-24.
Well, you said it, you know, it's dangerous to live and die by it, but they're living by it early on.
Oh, it was a block by Haywood, but a foul called. Ticky-tack there.
I think the follow-through is what got him. He got the ball first, but I think the follow-through, continuing with it, got him the foul call.
So Williams, who's been fairly quiet, so the Hornets have done a good job. Hopefully these free throws don't get him going. As he missed the first.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Hornet zone's been giving Florida A&M problems. They've made a couple of threes of their own, and they've converted on the offensive glass as well.
Misses both, does Williams. So under 2 minutes, Hornets look to go into half with the lead and momentum. And a pass airily thrown away by Morgan. Kind of wonder where he was going with that.
Yeah, I don't know what he was looking at. I don't know if somebody cut that he didn't expect or what. But I don't know what he was looking for there.
We'll get a timeout here by the Rattlers. Coach Samuels will get a 30-second timeout. So 32-24 Hornets with a little breathing room. What do you attest to that, Chris? Three-point shot?
Yeah, well, I mean, when you take enough of them, a few are going to fall, and they've done a good job on the defensive end, you know, to stay with it, keep them out in front when they went cold from the three-point line, and then all of a sudden you make a couple back-to-back and your lead balloons to 8, just like that. So, you know, again, still not something you want to rely on. Still think they need to look inside a little bit more. But, you know, like I said, you take enough of them, you're going to make some. And your lead, when you do a good job on defense, you keep the lead. All of a sudden you make a couple and your lead grows to 8. And that's what happened there for Delaware State.
So 135, excuse me. As Mays will bring it up. Joe Lewis at the top of his own, Chris, has been great these past few minutes.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's a matchup problem with his height. He's going to cause a lot of problems, not just with his shot, but in passing lanes as well.
And then there, just being able to put his leg out to kick the ball. And look at this swarming defense. Speaking of Hornets, they're swarming. And they forced the Rattlers to use another timeout, Chris.
Well, I don't think anybody guarded the guy on ball except for Joe Lewis that possession. He was all over the basketball, and you see him bent over in the huddle there. So he's feeling the aftermath of it, but certainly applauded for his effort from the crowd. And, you know, you said it, he's a problem at the top of that zone because he's athletic enough to stay with ball handlers. And, he's tough to shoot over. He's tough to pass around. So he can really make an impact at the top of that zone, and he did there. Florida A&M going to have to go quick. They're going to have 7 seconds on the shot clock coming out of this break.
So it'll be 7 on the clock after the timeout. Let's see what Coach Samuels draws up. We are at 1 minute remaining in the first half. 3, and there's another turnover for the Rattlers. And they haven't been sharp offensively.
Yeah, just out of sync. One of those things, you're zigging when your teammate thinks you're zagging. And their guy cuts when it wasn't expected and a throw into the corner with nobody there. So Florida A&M, the Rattlers, going to have to find each other on offense here when they come out in the second half.
Lewis, 3, no good. Ravenal with the rebound to Mace.
But boy, they've had plenty of open looks from the outside.
Mays goes left, drives inside, floats it up. Teardrop is good. We're at 30 seconds remaining. 32-26.
Hornets can hold for the final shot if they want to, if they don't turn it over.
As you said, Chris, they do have an opportunity for the final shot. Let's see what they do here. Shot clock a little bit ahead of the game clock by about half a second. With 5, Morgan's going to make a move. He's going to drive. Lewis, 3. No good, and that's how the first half will end, it looks like. And that's how they'll call it. 32-26 first half. Strong first half for the Hornets.
Yeah, well, they were very good on the defensive end. Offensively, over 23 points field goals taken in that first half. I think Coach Walker is going to make the adjustment, try and get the guys to go inside a little bit more, attack the basket, get to the free throw line. They started hot from the three-point line, but really kind of faded out as the half went on. But defensively, they kept themselves out in front. I think defensively, you don't change a thing if you're Coach Walker. Stay in that zone. It's giving Florida A&M problems. And then offensively, again, just try and attack the basket a little bit more. And they'll be in good shape to get off the schneid and break that 4-game losing streak.
Well, 32-26 is the score. We'll be back halftime here in the Hornets Nest. Hornets hot from behind the arc to see if they can find more offense. We'll be right back.
Experience brought to you by one of our sponsors, Delaware Army. They're here. Make sure you go check them out in the corner. Also, don't forget, we got that Caribbean food right outside. They got the curry chicken. They got everything you need right outside. Make sure you check them out. But in the meantime, it's time for the DSU Blind Mice. Now, I got 2 contestants. All right, now we're going to do 1. Now, we got Zach. You ready? Now, what you got to do is, you're going to be blindfolded. Now, he's going to be blindfolded. We're going to roll the dice to see how many times we have to spin you around. Then, by help of the crowd, you're going to have to find the dice while blindfolded. And if you get it, we're going to give you a $25 gift certificate. You got me? All right, let's get them blindfolded. Yes, you. And also, we got Ayla, who's going to be the other contestant. Now, right here, make sure you get her a blindfold. Put that blindfold on a young fella. Let me see that dice. It's for you. All right, they're going to be at separate ends. Hey, Zach, let me see that dice, Zach. All right, first one. Let's see how many times they got to spin around. All right, we got to spin you around 4 times. Stay right there. All right, you got it on? All right, let's put your blindfold on. Hold up. All right. We're going to spin you around on 4 times, and when I say go, you got to find the dice blindfolded. Three. Spin them around. Spin them around 4 times. And go. Y'all got to help her out. Y'all got to tell her which way to go. Hold on. Use your hands. Use your hands. Use your hands. Don't tell her. To your right. 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 Oh, y'all get hot. Oh, he got it, get it. Oh. All right. You got to find it. All right. Look, y'all both found the dice. All right, Zach, you're today's winner. Show Zach, both our contestants, a round of applause. Don't worry, we do have a Delaware State gift bag right ready for you, Zach. You're the winner, $25 gift card. My man, hold it down. All right. Now I need Danye. Where you at, Danye? Danye, come on up. Gifted hands. Oh, gifted hands is rocking. Oh, that's your dance? Oh. That's my guy right there. All right, here we go. All right, gifted. Sing it with me. This is how we do it. Oh. Hey. Oh, and the party's going down Memorial Hall. All right, and this is the next game. Now what we got is we picked one of the Lady Hornets. We told her guess how many NBA teams you could guess in 30 seconds, right? Now you got 3 choices. Did she get 16 right, 18 right, or 20 right? Don't forget, carry the 2. All right, okay, stuff her out.
I'm gonna say 18.
She's going to go 18. Is that your final answer? All right, let's take a look at the scoreboard, ladies and gentlemen. Uh-oh. 18 seconds. Coach, don't put him in the game. Can't remember no plays. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He got...
He said Lady Hornets.
Security, please get her out here. We still got a prize for y'all. Let's go. I said a DSU. I said a DSU. I said a DSU. I thought you knew where. It goes the right foot. It goes the right foot. It goes the left foot. It goes the left foot. We going kick, kick, then we pause. Then we pause. Then we 1, 2, then we turn it out. Number 2. Come on with everybody. Number 2. Right foot. It goes the right foot. It goes the left foot. It goes the left foot. You going kick, kick, right out, left out, right up, left up, drop it down. Oh! Oh, number 3. Number 3. We going run to the right, run to the left, back to my right, back to my left. Throw right foot and slide. We going left foot and slide. We going That's where I always mess up at. I always mess it up. I always mess it up. Shout out to y'all. We still got a prize for you. Don't worry about it. Now listen, we have a very special performance about to go down right now. Not only do we got Delaware State's own D Elegance, we also have melodic movement in the building. They're gonna do a great special performance with the band, The Approaching Storm, right behind them playing. Do y'all wanna see this performance? Make some noise. I can't hear y'all. Make some noise if y'all ready to see D Elegance, melodic music, Approaching Storm. Let's go. Y'all know we love the kids. got about a good 25 seconds left in this performance. Once again, show some love for melodic movement and deep elegance. Do the walk, ladies, do the walk. Finish it up, finish the walk up, finish it up. Do the walk, do it. Go ladies, go ladies. Oh, look at this one. She is already. Look at this walk, look at her. She is. Who want that Apple Watch? Brought to you by student government.
Halftime here in the Hornets nest. Hornets lead 32-26. Back with Chris Moore. Chris, looking at the halftime stats, what stands out to you and what are you looking forward to as we start this second half?
Well, Hornets took 23 three-pointers in that first half. One of the keys to the game was take and make the three. They took 23 of them, only made 7. So shooting 30%, but I'd like to see the takes cut down. You know, you make 7 threes, that's 21 points, that's a good number, but you don't want it on 23 shots. I think they've got to be more effective, go inside more. They've only taken 10 shots inside the arc. Another number that stands out, Devin Morgan with 5 rebounds in the game, so he's been very active attacking. Hornets have only turned the ball over 5 times, so they've been good in that aspect. As for Florida A&M, 2 for 6 from the free throw line. Got to do a better job at the free throw stripe.
So the same starting 5 back in for the Hornets. And the Hornets going to be called for a charge. It's going to be Waller.
Good job by Dandridge to take the charge.
His second personal, team's first.
So Hornets use the three-point shots, you said, Chris, to get the lead. Question is, in the second half, how will they find their offensive shots aren't falling from behind the arc?
Well, that and their defense. We talked about, as you see, Desmond Williams mopping up the area. But we talked about defense, getting back on track on the defensive end. In their 2 wins in conference, they've held their opponents to less than 70. Florida A&M on pace for 52 after that first half. So the Hornets, great job on the defensive end in the first half. That's going to be the key to them getting this win.
Dandridge inside, nowhere to go. Onafide and Waller. Waller gets knocked in the eye.
Hornet foul number 50, Gamola Onafide. His second personal, team's second.
So Dandridge will head to the line for 2.
And one good sign for the Hornets is Onafide is the first guy to get to 2 personal fouls. Everybody else only at 1. You know, so the Hornets been staying out of foul trouble as well.
Dandridge makes them both. Rattlers slowly chipping away at this Hornet lead, 32-28. Hornets coming out with Gantz at the point, and the Rattlers back into their pressure, trying to create some turnovers, force the action.
And I've liked that from Coach Samuels and the Rattlers. We've seen a lot of different looks for them on defense. They've been in a full court press, they've been in a half court trap, they've been in zone, they've been in man-to-man, so they've done a lot of different things. They're keeping it mixed up with the Hornets.
Morgan, 3, no good. Gantz gets the rebound after it's tipped out. Fresh 30 for the Hornets.
Yeah, well, there they go again, another 3. Just not a ton of good offense. They're not getting inside. They're not cracking the zone. Just as I say that, they go to Razor. And the seas parted for Dana. Everybody just got out of his way.
Slicing through like a razor, sharpening through the teeth of the defense. So they'll take that too. Dandridge, no good. Gantz, spin cycle. They're going to call that a push off. That's a tough one, Chris.
That didn't look like too much of a push to me. That just looked like a good spin, but Coach Gantz, or Kobe Gantz, excuse me, looks content with the call. No, not much of an objection from him. So
Dandridge swings it out to Bowman. Looks like it might have been partially blocked.
Bowman ought to hope so. That wasn't that close.
Morgan, top of the key. He's going to take the screen from Waller. Let's see if they give it to him. They do. Onafide against Dandridge. Onafide works. Swings it. Waller, corner. It's money when he's there, folks. Kevon Waller, 34-28.
Good job. They finally get inside, go to Onafide, and then a couple of passes later, they get Waller open for the jumper.
Bowman again. He made it from the other side. This time, triple.
I think Razor took a shot in the back or something because he was supposed to close out. and instead was hanging onto his back, looked like he was in pain, and so that gave Bowman the time to set up and shoot.
So we're at 36-21. Waller again, 36-21, excuse me. And it'll be a foul. Looks like that's going to be on Onafade. So another foul for Onafade.
Yeah, that's his third, and we haven't seen Devon Mallory's dressed for the first time in a little while. We haven't seen him yet in this game, but if Onafade gets in foul trouble, we might. Obviously, Gasevich has been, as we've seen, he's come off the bench, as has Joe Lewis. But I'd be interested to see if and when Devon comes in the game for the Hornets.
Like you said, Chris, they may need him sooner rather than later.
Well, they won 2 conference games with Devon on the floor. He gets hurt, and they lose the next 4. So, you know, they're doing it today despite his being out. So far, anyway.
Williams inside, draws the foul on Onafade. So he'll be coming out the game momentarily.
Well,
Is that his 4th?
Yeah, I don't know why he was still in the game.
His 4th personal, team's 5th.
I don't know why he was left in with 3 fouls. He's too important, and there he is.
Shooting 2, Desmond Williams.
But that one befuddles me. I don't know what Coach Walker's thinking is in leaving Onafade in to get his 4th foul.
Williams makes the first free throw. As I always like to say, this is college, not the pros. You only get 5, and he's such a valuable piece. But when you can go to a Mallory, a Joe Lewis, a Gasevich, it's not, the world isn't over.
Right. But he's played well. Is my problem with it? You know, he's been very good on the glass. He's been a mismatch problem. They haven't, you know, had much of an answer for him down low, and you know, to just leave him in there to get his 4th foul when he's playing well doesn't add up for me.
Pass knocked away by Dandridge. Dangerous pass by Waller. And the Rattlers will inbound with 16:35 remaining, trailing 36-33. So they've slowly chipped away at this lead.
Yeah, well, Delaware State hasn't even gotten too many open looks from 3. They had Waller's open shot, and Morgan had an open look from 3 earlier. But other than that, Rattlers have been good on the defensive end.
Well, there's one for you, Chris. Kevon Waller, he's had quietly a very good game. The high man now for the Hornets.
Yeah, well, at his size, I mean, Waller's 6'5", 220.
And Revenall with the miss there.
But like I was saying, Waller at 6'5", 220, you know, he's a guy you'd like to see attack a little bit more like that because he can do it, and he's strong enough and big enough to finish around the rim.
Here he is again. Waller, triple. He's going to follow his shot, try to get the rebound, and luckily he wasn't called for a foul. Bowman brings it back. Got a man in the corner. It's going to be Barham, who slices and dices inside. Ball knocked away. It'll be Hornet ball. Good call there by the ref right on the action. And we'll get a timeout.
Hornet fans, at this time, we want to recognize Lady Hornet forward Najee Pollard on her selection as MEAC Player of the Week in each of the last 2 weeks and 4 times overall this season. Hornet fans, make some noise for DSU's Najee Pollard!
Well, Chris, speaks for itself. Najee Pollard.
Yeah, you know, you don't need to say too much about her. 4-time MEAC Player of the Week. Twice on the defensive end, she's been the Player of the Week. Leads the conference in points, leads the conference in rebounds. I talked to Blake about it, you know, a couple weeks ago in an interview. He sat down with me real quick, and we both talked about it. Najee Pollard's well on her way to having a banner of her own up here at this at Memorial Hall. She's just an unbelievable player, and you know, she deserves all the recognition that she could get and more.
Who think they got the most school spirit? Who got the most school spirit? Put your hand up. I got 1, 2. You think you got the most school spirit? 3, 4, 5. Come with me. Come with me. If y'all think they got the most school spirit, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out how much school spirit y'all got. Just come with the ball. Let's go. That's long. That's long. Too fly. Little Papa Diddy. All right, let's get back into this game. Right now, we got a score of
15-29 remaining in regulation. 38-33. Hornets lead. And Chris, you talked about different looks. Here comes a little bit of a press now from the Rattlers.
Yep, they've really mixed it up, and so the Hornets haven't really been able to settle in. That's part of the reason they haven't been able to go inside and get too many easy buckets, because they haven't seen the same thing twice in a row. The Rattlers have really mixed it up, and the Hornets have been forced to crack different codes against this Florida A&M defense.
Waller, he's cracked the code to find this hot spot. It's the corner. And he misses there, but we're going to foul on Justin Ravenel. So his first foul of the day. Fresh 30 for the Hornets, 15 minutes remaining. Razor throws it away there. Great job there by Gantz. I know Gantz is a freshman, but he plays like a upperclassman taking the charge.
Yeah, he doesn't play at all like a freshman. He's very poised, very composed. What's going to happen with this young man when he refines his skill, finds his role on this basketball team is going to be something to watch. I think he's on his way to being a very, very good player for the Hornets basketball team.
Gantz will stay in the game. Looks like Haywood was coming in. He'll join him. Gassif is trapped in the corner, nowhere to go. Let's see what they have here. They give him the timeout. Looks like he got it.
Yeah. But we see that with him and Onofade at times against the press. They get those guys the ball in the corner, and then they get stuck in a press with nothing to do with the basketball. So some struggles there. They've got to do a better job against the press, break it, and then get themselves opportunities. Some easy baskets, because they're really struggling right now to get some good opportunities here in this second half.
We're going to find out who got the most school spirit at the 8-minute. Also, in order to win the beats, make sure you go to Instagram. First of all, you got to follow at Accelerate Delaware. Everybody not spell Accelerate, right? If not, just Google it like I do everything. Google it, Accelerate Delaware, and you have to like the last event when Yvonne Orgy from the show Insecure, who will be at the event February 16th at the World Cafe Live. They're going to be talking about love and quote-unquote situationships. How many people are in situationships in college? Where my single ladies at? Make some noise. If you got a boyfriend in college, make some noise. If you're a single lady in college, make some noise. Then y'all need to be at this event and figure out what y'all doing wrong. Don't forget, 4-minute walk. Find out who has the most school pride. Now what they're gonna do is they're gonna see who can get the best crowd participation with the DSU chants. They're gonna see whoever has the most school pride and can get the crowd participating the most will be today's winner.
38-33.
SGA challenge.
And the Hornets will try to figure out a way to combat this press of the Rattlers. What do you do offensively when you see so many different looks from the defense?
Well, apparently you just take the three. That's what's been the Hornets' response so far. But I think you've got to have your bread and butter. You've got to have something that you can truly rely on. And maybe for Coach Walker and the Hornets, that is the three ball. But, you've got to have a go-to plan, that can combat a lot of different defenses, a lot of different looks.
5, Hornets got to go. Dance, no good. Fami with a chance to chip away again. Williams fading away, no good. Brought out by Gantz. Gantz kicks it to Morgan. Morgan pops it in. He needed that to get going. Pretty quiet day so far for Morgan.
Yeah, well, I like there, though. He didn't settle for the three. He pump fake, drove, and then pulled up a much easier jump shot and got the easy bucket. You know, those are the kind of shots that can get you going.
Morgan with 5 points and a triple there. Marcus Barham. And FAMU hanging around, Chris.
Yeah, this is the kind of game where if you know you've had opportunities to get away, you've had stretches of great defense and lackluster offense, and you just let the other team hang around, and all of a sudden you find yourself in a tight game late when you've had multiple opportunities to get away.
Morgan wisely draws the contact on the jump shot. He'll get 2 shots.
His first personal, team's third. Shooting 2, Devin.
So Morgan with 5 points will hit to the line for 2. Makes the first. Free throws will help out too.
Yeah, and they've made them today, and Florida A&M hasn't. They haven't been to the line too many times, has Delaware State, but they've taken advantage of their trips for the most part. Florida A&M, meanwhile, struggled.
Morgan makes them both. He's pretty automatic from the line. Now the Hornets a little press of their own, and they'll get back as Artem is in the game with Gassage. Triple again from Barham. He's made a few today, Chris. Second in a row. 6 quick points for FAMU, down only 3.
Yeah, Hornets got to find him now. Barham's starting to get it going. You said he made a couple in the first half. He's starting to get it going now here in the second half. They got to find him, get a body on him.
Morgan swings inside. Haywood, 3, good. DeAndre Haywood is seeing triple. And once again, Chris, I think the theme of the day is 3. Triple there by Haywood.
Well, there's the answer from your senior.
Speaking of answer, Barham heating up. 8 points in under 2 minutes.
Yeah, man, he's really stepping up, keeping this Florida A&M team in this game. Delaware State, no matter what they do, they just cannot get away from the Rattlers.
45-41, 12:30 remaining. Waller, corner, get it, no good. Barham brings it out. Rebound. Williams drives in and a late foul call. I don't know about that one, Chris.
Well, yeah, I mean, the ball was off the rim of the shot when the foul was called.
Looks like the real crime was them falling on each other,
Yeah.
FAMU teammates.
Yeah. Yep, Florida A&M tried to get out in transition, and you get your best player. You get your best player there. And Gasevich got in his way, but Williams, he's been to the line already today. 3 of 6 at the line, so.
Shooting 2, Desmond Williams.
So Williams to the line. Williams really hasn't gotten it going today, Chris. Williams really hasn't been able to get it going too much today, thankfully.
Yeah, the Hornets have done a pretty good job containing him. You know, and Florida A&M, I mean, we've talked about it. They've made their fair share of mistakes, had some turnovers. They haven't really gotten in sync on offense either. But Delaware State really has done a good job on him. They've swarmed to him, and he's been pretty quiet today. He hasn't been his usual active self. He was active early on, but since then, he's been kind of quiet, not as aggressive as usual.
And almost a steal, but the Hornets get it back. Haywood drives in. No good. Rattlers with a chance to tie or take the lead, Chris. And they're going for the lead. It's been the man who's got him back in the game, Marcus Barham, the junior. He's on fire.
Well, I mean, they've struggled on offense, and we talked about it. If you do not open up a lead, if you let a team hang around, these are the things that are going to happen. And they just have struggled to put the Rattlers away.
And Morgan is down. And that's not what you want to see as the Rattlers have their first lead of the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, no one's on now, but FAMU came back and took the lead. That means we need to get back to this game and show some energy.
Yeah, Coach Walker, I've always felt like
Am I right?
I think he always comes in with a good game plan, but my one criticism of him would be he's oftentimes a little bit slow to make adjustments. And that's been the case here today. They've struggled on offense, but held on to the lead. A&M, Barham gets going from the outside. All of a sudden their lead's gone, and now Coach Walker is going to be forced to make some changes. They've got to do something on the offensive end to get going.
One more time for your ladies. Start.
Where do my islands folks at? Anybody from the islands? Jamaica, Trinidad. Who from Jamaica up in here? Barbados, St. Thomas. We got a very special DSU School Pride. We gonna rock it out. I promise you. It's going down. Shout out to all my peoples here at DSU. I thought you knew. All right, DSU fans, let's get in this game. I need my defensive check on it.
So after this timeout, what are you telling your team for Coach Walker?
Well, we've got to find Barham. Somebody's got to get out on that man wearing number 22. He's causing a lot of problems for the Hornets.
It looks like he stepped out. He did. That's Mays. Good job there by the ref. Catching that.
And you saw that looked more like a 1-3-1 zone rather than, typical 2-3-3-2 that we see from the Hornets. So Coach Walker maybe trying to counteract with a new zone from the Hornets.
11:20 remaining in the second half. Hornets have garnished their lead back to the Rattlers, who come out hot, led by Marcus Barham. 3 on the clock. Haywood's going to have to go with 2. R10 for 3, short. And Gantz gets it, but they'll call it back court. And the crowd doesn't like that, Chris.
Well, it still doesn't change the fact that offensively they've really just not been very good today. They're just settling for tons of threes. And here in the second half now, they've been late in the shot clock, so they're not even getting, it's not like they're setting themselves up for good looks at threes. And they're just being forced to jack them up late in the shot clock. They're really, really struggling on the offensive end. Florida A&M's defense has been suffocating.
Another three-pointer, no good. That one no good by Ravenel. Gasevich with the rebound. Gasevich posting up, and not sure what happened there, Chris.
I think just a careless mistake. Trying to go, start going to the basket before he had the basketball. So when you start to see that discouraged look, we saw it from the Lady Hornets in their game against Florida A&M. They were close. They were in it all game and then couldn't get shots to go and began to get discouraged. And that look's starting to come over the face of the men now.
Hornets looking to stop the Rattlers, who've been on fire. Gasevich another rebound. With 10 minutes remaining, now the question is, when will we see on the Friday again, maybe?
I mean, they were getting offensive rebounds and getting inside with him in the game.
Waller misses that 3.
Yeah, the hot start, they've since just gone completely cold from outside the arc.
Well, someone who has been cold is Barham, but his first miss. But fortunately, the Hornets live and get the rebound. 9:35 remaining. Hornets trailing by 1. Haywood gets inside, as he does so well, able to draw contact and get to the line.
Yeah, I'm surprised that's one of the first times we've seen him really try and get to the basket. That's his, where he makes his money. That's where he's at his best at, getting inside, getting to the basket. We haven't seen too much of that from him today.
So Haywood will shoot 2, make both. Hornets with the lead back. Rattles in the first, does Haywood. Haywood's 4th point of the day.
I tell you, outside of that early spurt from Dana Razor, this Hornets team has really, really struggled on offense. If you take out Dana's hot start early, they're at just 35 points in this game. So, offensively, they've really got to solve the mystery of Florida A&M right now.
Haywood makes them both, gives the Hornets back a 1-point lead. Dandridge just back in, loses it, knocks over Razor in the process. Haywood will bring it up. Nine minutes remaining. Hornets trying to find a rhythm offensively. Having a hard time here against this Rattlers switching defense. Razor in and out. He's been cold since the first half.
Yeah, it's just the first 3 they get, they take it, and they're not really passing. I mean, that was contested from Dana. He could have swung it over to his right. Had Waller, I believe it was, open up at the top of the key and took a contested shot. They've just not made very good decisions with the ball.
Williams bullies his way inside against Razor.
Yeah,
And you see what he can do there inside.
Yeah, Razor doesn't have the girth to hang with Kendall Williams. He's a big, strong kid. Razor's more of a perimeter player, so that's a mismatch for the Rattlers if they can get it.
Looks like a turnover again. Oh, excuse me, knocked away. Let's stay with the Hornets.
You see now they're trying to go inside to outside, trying to get Gasevich the ball in the post and have him work. But it just hasn't worked for him.
And a bad possession there on the inbounds. Turnover, 3-on-1 for the Rattlers. Easy 2 points there for Nasir Tor, freshman out of Tampa, Florida.
I don't know who that pass was to.
Just a giveaway there.
Yeah.
2 points for the Hornets.
And inbounding under the basket is always tough, but that was just poor pass, poor spacing. 2 guys in the same area, nobody knows who the pass is to.
Rattlers with a 3-point lead and an air ball, but it'll be a foul call, looks like on Severado. So to stay with the Hornets, we'll get a timeout here. 50-47, and the Rattlers have just come back to take the lead, Chris.
Yeah, it's been a slow comeback from the Rattlers, but they've done it. They've executed well. They've come back. And Delaware State really just, again, you continue to say it, they struggle on the offensive end. They're not getting enough good looks inside. They're not getting any easy baskets, and they're not really doing a good job in trying to create easy baskets. They just look content. They're passing around the perimeter, and they're just not executing well enough.
3, 2, 1, let's go. DSU DSU. I thought you knew what? State. See, now hold up. You gotta get them to participate. You gotta get them to participate. Y'all gonna let the band show y'all up? Get with them. Y'all gonna let the band show y'all up like that? Second one, let's do the second one. Number 2. What's number 2? DSU, Delaware State. Now I'm gonna start the third one, y'all gotta continue it. We rock the D. D, we rock the S. Keep it going. One more time.
So 50-47, Hornets, another turnover, Chris. What's up with that? 2-on-1 and a turnover from the Rattlers, so turnabout's fair play. Lewis ahead of the pack. I don't know if he knew if he wanted to dunk it or lay it up, Chris.
Oh, I think he wanted to dunk it.
And right back at you. Nasir Kaur, quick as a hiccup, and one as he flexes his way to the free throw line for one more.
I think Lewis wanted to dunk it down on the other end, and then the defender came. I didn't see who the defender was. Flashed across the screen really quickly, but and so Lewis got caught in between. And first of all, the Hornets were fortunate that Florida A&M didn't get the layup off of Dana Razor's awful inbound pass that was easily intercepted. And then so they catch the break, and then they don't take advantage of it, and Florida A&M makes them pay. They've just been sloppy on the offensive end, and they're going to cost themselves this game because this is one that they should be well ahead of right now, and they're just not doing anything to take control of it. And Florida A&M has.
Core makes it, gives FAMU a 53-47 lead. Just for the record, if I was 6'9", I'm dunking everything.
At least go up strong with it, and the worst that happens is you get fouled.
Haywood ahead of the pack. He draws a foul. So he goes up aggressively, and he'll get back to the free throw line for 2.
Yeah, well, they get after it trying to break the press, and they get it to the right man, and Haywood, he's going to attack the basket, and he draws a foul. And need to see more of that. Need to see more attacking the basket and getting to the free throw line. DeAndre Haywood seems to be the only man willing to do it.
Well, Haywood's a senior on his team, Chris, so in situations like this where the team isn't able to get something going, they have to look to him and say, hey, we need some buckets, we need some points. And unfortunately, wasn't able to do it there, but it's got to be the catalyst.
Yeah, well, and it's not just in this game. I mean, it's a 4-game losing streak that they're on. And they just don't look the same as they did early on. They look like the team that was on a 4-game losing streak and hungry to get out of it. And then they got hot from 3. Well, Dana Razor got hot from 3, and the rest of the team got content to take the 3-pointers. And it's really kind of come undone for them.
Rattled in, shot is good by Ravenel. May have been fouled as well. 55-48. Looks like FAMU has found their stride offensively.
Yeah, well, Demo Onifade has come off the floor, and it's become much easier pickings down low for FAMU.
Do you put him back in if you're Coach Walker?
I think you got to change something. Gasevich right now has just been invisible. He's in for his offense. He's a good offensive player, but he's been invisible.
Razor, great close out there by Ravenel. Another 3 by Morgan, no good. So the triples keep coming, but they're not falling right now.
I mean, it looks a lot like the girls' game, just getting some decent looks, and they just can't make them. And the more this game goes on, the better the Florida A&M defense is, and just not allowing any easy looks for Delaware State. The looks are becoming more and more contested.
Waller checking for Gasevich, and we'll wait and see if Onifade comes back in. May not be till after the 6-minute mark. Lewis back at the top of that zone where he works so well. And Lewis fights for it, gets the rebound. Excellent effort, and he gets it out to Morgan.
Well, fortunate that Desmond Williams didn't make that easy bunny.
He's missed a few today, but his team still has the lead. With 6 minutes remaining, let's see what happens here. Haywood with the mismatch. And that shot is blocked away. Williams with the block on Waller. He's going to take it all the way inside, and he looks like no call, but followed cleanly by Ravenel. I guess everyone thought it was going to be a foul.
I thought it was going to be a foul. Should have been, but no call, but Florida A&M cleans it up.
57-48, pass by Waller, thrown away. Danders on the ground, gets the timeout. And wow, how have the tides turned this much in one half?
This is just bad basketball right now from the Hornets offensively. They just don't look, they don't even know what they want to do. It doesn't look like they've got any ideas in mind. They're just coming out, and it just looks improv, and it's not working. And Florida A&M's really feeding off of it. They're getting into this game. They've quieted this home crowd, and the Hornets just don't look to have an answer. And you know, and I haven't seen too many adjustments from Coach Walker. I mean, Devon had a quick spell, you know, but we haven't seen our Tim as much as we typically see. I think the Molinafade, I think you got to make the move soon to get him in the game. You know, they just hasn't looked like the same team that we saw early on. They came out motivated and hungry to break this 4-game losing streak.
Definitely seems like the energy has been sucked out of him.
Y'all thought this was easy, huh? Y'all thought this was easy. Approaching storm. Approaching storm. Get my guys going over here. Y'all gonna let the band show y'all up? Where's my school spirit, students? Where y'all at? Well, stand up then. On your feet. It's DSU. Nobody want to stand up and rock with me? So nobody want to stand up and rock. And y'all call yourselves students? I got 3. This all the school pride we got.
57-48. Chris, offense of the Hornets seems to be non-existent.
Yeah, they've really struggled. I mean, you can't say it enough. They're just settling for they're not even settling for good shots anymore. At least in the first half, they had good looks at threes and were taking them. Now they're just not getting great looks. And, you know, you got to give credit to Florida A&M, but.
And that's how the tide has turned so much that Williams shuts the crowd up with an emphatic slam. And he looks at his teammates knowing they may have the momentum with 5 minutes remaining.
Oh, they certainly have the momentum, and it just, you know, they've just taken the life out of this Hornet team in the crowd. And it's gotten away from Delaware State, and it's happened slowly.
In and out. Haywood's tip, no good. It's kind of funny how the women and the men resemble each other. They'll start out well, and then in the second half, as you see their dangers with the deuce, you'll see the tides turn on a few plays, and then the energy seems to be sucked out of not only the players but the fans, and shots aren't falling. It's kind of tough.
Yeah, I think that's probably been the hardest part to watch in these 2 games is the shots just have not fallen for either team. But I thought the women, you know, they did a better job being aggressive and trying to get themselves good looks and get inside. Delaware State's just looked content to settle for poor shots. And, I mean, they just look out of sorts and bothered, and Florida A&M's just completely taking the life out of this Hornet team.
61-48. Got a little out of hand here, down 13 with 4 minutes remaining. Now FAMU will look to definitely kill some clock as we're at the 4-minute mark. And Williams has a shot at it. They're going to have time for a 3, no good, and Williams out hustling everyone.
Yeah, nobody boxing out.
No foul called, and he missed, thankfully. Morgan draws the foul, and they're going to need to shoot some free throws to get back in this game.
Rattler foul number 5, Nasir Cole. His second personal, team 7. Media timeout.
So we'll get Mallory into the game.
Be sure to follow Delaware State home basketball.
And I'm curious as to why you'd bring Mallory in now. Obviously, you're going to need to start making some threes in order to get back in the game. And Joe Lewis is the answer to that. If you want a big guy that can defend the paint and also shoot threes, that's Joe Lewis, not Devon Mallory. So that's a questionable decision to me.
Y'all do more cooking on this song than the DSU chant.
Bad and bad. Cooking up with a ooze. My niggas is savage, ruthless.
Oh.
We got 30s and 100 rounds too. All set.
Woo, woo, woo.
Records on records, got backers on backers. I'm riding around in a coupe. I take your right from you. I'm a dog. Beat her walls loose. Hop in the frog. I tell that they come for me. I swear these niggas is under me. The hate and the devil but keep jumping me. Back rows on me, keep me company. Hey, we did the most. Yeah, pull up and goes. Yeah, my diamonds.
We got the wave coming up. We ain't did the wave in a long time.
This a roll is not a mule.
How we used to do it, it didn't matter if we was winning or losing, we was always hyped.
Courtside with a bag.
And the basketball team goes up on energy. Look at this.
With 3:45, Chris, game not over, but like the women's game, they got to make a move now.
Yeah, it's got to happen. It's got to start with these 2 free throws. Devon's got to make both of these, and you know it's been tough because they haven't really done a great job. They've pressed a little bit, and they haven't been very good. Florida A&M's broken it twice with ease. So I think going to the press is going to be tough for them to do. It's just again, and I don't quite follow the decision to bring in Mallory now. I feel like Joe Lewis right now is the answer. Have him on the floor. He can, he can make the 3. But they've got to come up with an answer quick, and they've got to start turning Florida A&M over again.
Morgan makes both. Cuts the lead to 11. Hornets pressing. FAMU gets to the cross. Williams spins, fades, tough shot, no good. Dandridge follows. And like that, you see the FAMU team and their bench smelling a victory.
Yeah, well, I really enjoyed watching Desmond Williams play today. You can see there he's trying to take over this game. He's trying to put the Hornets away with a couple of dunks. But you see the energy. He's happy when his teammates are making shots. You see how high he's getting for rebounds. He's really into this game right now. He's very excited. So he's been a joy to watch, even though he's not been his typical effective self so far in this game.
And much like the women, Hornets cannot buy a basket in the second half today. It must be a Saturday afternoon thing. When the banks close up, they can't buy anything. And a spin cycle move by Ravenel. Couldn't finish though. Morgan stops, pops, and they may need to close the window. But Haywood throws it off. Williams.
That was a heady play there by Haywood. But I'm just curious, with Morgan, down 13, bring it up in transition, why would you pull up at mid-range rather than, a 3 ball? If you're going to pull up, make it a 3. But he came up short on the mid-range shot, so maybe it wasn't a good idea for him to shoot the 3.
So Razor head to the line.
Shooting 2, Dana Razor.
Makes the first Gassage to check in, and I don't know if we'll see on Friday again today.
I would have Joe Lewis on the floor. I don't, or even no bigs at all. Go, our Tim. Somebody else that can knock him down from the outside. Kobe Gantz back in, another ball handler. Having Gasevich and Mallory on the floor right now just doesn't. I don't follow it. But he calls the timeout, so he might have just had Gasevich on in case there was a miss to get an offensive rebound. But they've got to do something.
Fans, please stick around after the game to show your support for DSU during the playing of the alma mater by our own Approaches Storm Bethany.
Everybody, I need everybody on this one. We're gonna do the wave. 1, 2, 3, go. Whoa, waves up, let's raise up. Nice and slow, 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 nice and slow. Keep it going, nice and slow. Keep it going, nice and slow. Keep it going, nice and slow. We're gonna speed it up soon. I see y'all. I see y'all. Follow me. Now we're gonna speed it up, and go. Go fast, 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 go fast. Slow motion, we gon' do the wave. We gon' do the wave. Referees gon' do the wave. Slow motion, he said. Now speed it up. Now speed it up. Keep it going. Go fast. Go fast. Go fast. Go fast. Go fast. Go real fast. Go real fast. Hey, man, clap it up for y'all. Thank you. We finally got the wave. We finally did the wave.
2:34 remaining in regulation. Chris, Hornets down 11. What do you do here?
Got to start creating turnovers. Get aggressive in the passing lanes. You know, if you give up an easy basket, obviously you don't want to, but so be it. You've got to get in the passing lanes and create. And that's, you know, not even going to give yourself an opportunity committing a foul like that.
Hornet foul number 1, DeAndre Haywood. His second personal, team's 8th.
So a foul before they even inbound the ball, Chris.
I mean, Haywood's trying to get in position. You know, and I don't think that's a foul you need to call if you're the referee. I mean, I didn't see anything excessive, and you know what's happening. You know what the Hornets are trying to do. I didn't think it was a necessary foul to be called, but
Core has had a great second half off the bench and played big minutes, helping them gain this lead back.
yeah, well, this all started with Barham from the outside at 3 or 4 consecutive threes that he made that put Florida A&M ahead, and it really quickly, you know, Florida A&M was hanging around, and then quickly, all of a sudden, they were out in front, and the Hornets just haven't been able to answer since then.
Morgan misses. Well, the term is living and dying by the 3. The Hornets lived in the first half, and they died, sadly, in the second half. And you see it here as we approach 2 minutes.
I mean, they've taken almost 43-point shots. I mean, you know, you're not the Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry's not out here. Klay Thompson's not out here. Yeah, you got hot early, you got going, but you got to settle back in. And, you know, one of the improvements I liked about this Hornet team coming in to the conference play and as conference plays going on is they've been better on the offensive end. They've been a good offensive team. They've hung right with Hampton, Norfolk State, getting up in the 70s in those games. You know, I know a couple weeks ago they lost, or a game ago they lost to Savannah State, giving up 94, but they scored 79 in that game. So for them today to come out and score 52 has been surprising and discouraging, and it's just, you know.
Well, the men, much like the women, Chris, will hit after Monday, hit on the road, and it won't get any easier.
Yeah, you know, well, they've got the game Monday and then the game Wednesday against A&T. But yeah, you know, and it's not going to for them. I mean, you've lost 5 in a row. It doesn't matter who you're playing. Nothing's easy right now. You've got to, you know. And there's another ticky-tack call. I don't get that. But you know, nothing's easy for them right now. You've lost 5 in a row, and this was a game at home. Florida A&M's the only team that Delaware State was picked to finish ahead of in the preseason poll for the MEAC. And so this was one that they really felt like they could and should win. And for them to, you know, come out and perform the way they have on the offensive end, it's just not been the effort that you would hope for. And give credit to Florida A&M. I mean, they've really opened it up in the second half. They've gotten going. We talked about they were on pace for 52 at halftime. Well, they're likely going to eclipse the 70 mark. So they've, you know, gotten almost 50 points in this second half.
Definitely an explosion offensively.
And really a lot of it have come in the second half, you know, second part of the second half, because early on it was still slow-moving game, not a lot of points. And you get the goaltending call, but there weren't a lot of points. And you got to give credit to Marcus Barham. I mean, when he made those threes, it really opened things up and got A&M going.
Dandridge and one. Gasevich just got beat.
I mean, and that's a silly foul. You're not, unless you tackle him, you're not going to stop him from making the free throw. I mean, it's just silly mistakes and poor execution as what's turned this into a game that they were in control of to what's going to amount to a loss on the in the final record.
So now you'll see fans begin to file out Memorial Hall Gymnasium.
And I got to be honest, I can't blame them one bit.
Definitely tough when the crowd was so into the game. You give them a good first half and the second half, just aren't able to match what you did in the first, and starting to get run out of your own gym.
Yeah, I mean, they, 30, almost 43 point attempts, and they've made one here in the second half. I mean, you're not going to get anywhere with that. And it looked good early, the way Dana Razor got going from beyond the arc, but it ultimately looked like it was the worst thing that could have happened to this team, because they fell in love with it and never got away with it and never got going outside of that hot stretch early from Dana Razor.
Razor makes one of two, and this has to be one of the worst halves we've seen of Hornet men's basketball this season.
Yeah, it's been sloppy.
And Razor makes the three as soon as I say that. Down 11 with 1 minute remaining.
Well, good job by Waller to get in the passing lane, get the steal, and quickly find Razor open for three. But you're not going to get them to just give you the ball like that 2, 3, 4 times in a row. I got just a discouraging second half performance. And they've been discouraging on offense really throughout the game. Just settling for too many threes.
In the meantime, check out the Kappas. They about to get busy. You know what they're gonna tell you? Oh, they will shimmy at a funeral. I seen it. Let's go.
Good luck to your body gets weak. Good luck to your body gets weak.
Oh. Look at the little melodic movements. Hey, sit down. Sit down. You better not be looking over there.
72 to 61, 1 minute remaining. Williams will look to get it inbounds. Knocked away. Dandridge gets it back. And another foul. And the Hornets are trying to extend this game by any means possible.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we've talked about they've taken, almost 43s for a reason. They can make them. Obviously, they haven't today. But a team with the explosiveness and the ability that they have from the outside, you can make 2 or 3 in a row and maybe make A&M nervous, but you've got to count on them missing free throws as well. They've got to help you out at this point.
Oh, Dandridge makes the first. And that's 73 for the Rattlers, putting up 50 plus in a half almost.
They're likely going to get there if the Hornets keep fouling. They will likely get to that 50-point mark in the second half, which is a ton. That's a ton of points to score.
Razor will shoot again, makes that one. Well, Dana Razor will have a good game, but I think he'll trade that for a win.
I can't hear you. Who said they want a t-shirt?
Well, you look, Savannah State scored 53 points in the second half of their game against Delaware State. And now here, you're likely going to give up 50 points again in the second half. So, second half defense, second half effort is really going to have to get better from the Hornets if you're Coach Walker.
Core misses the first. And makes the second one. So 75 points for the Rattlers as we're under a minute remaining. Razor will shoot it again. Missed this time. Core with the rebound and another foul.
Hornet foul number 22, Devin Morgan. His first personal, team's 10th.
This one, I think this one's going to hurt. Again, a game coming into,
Double bonus, shooting 2.
coming into it, you thought this was a good opportunity to get a win, get off the schneid, and then you come out hot early, you get out in front. They were up by 9 at one point in this game, led for a lot of the first 5-6 minutes of the second half, and it just quickly got away from them, and they never could stop it. But you got to turn around quickly. I mean, they'll be back again at it on Monday, and then back again at it on Wednesday. So, you got to have a short memory in sports.
DeAndre Haywood.
Definitely do. With 3 games in 5 days, essentially.
Yeah.
Who else want a t-shirt? Then come to the game on Monday. We'll have another free giveaways.
Hornet foul number 21, Daniel Razor. His third personal, team's 10th.
You gotta work your DSU paraphernalia in order to have a chance.
Double bonus, shooting 2, Derek Denton.
So in the double bonus now, Darrington will shoot 2. And he's made his free throws today.
Yeah, he's been pretty good from the line. Florida A&M's gotten better as the game's gone on from the free throw line.
78-66. Rattlers trying to see if they can get 80. Well, Chris, like I said, won't have much time to think about this. 3 games, 5 days. Now the team starts to fall back to earth a little bit after their great start. As Haywood slams it home. What do you do if you're Coach Walker with a team that's predominantly young?
Well, I think not having much time to think about this game is going to be a good thing for the Hornets. Again, this is one you want to shake off, get rid of, and shake from the memory bank pretty quickly. But it's pretty obvious. Just offensively, they've got to find a way to get themselves opportunities other than from outside the arc. Today, we're unable to do that in the first half, and first half was really their opportunity to get up double digits. They could have been up a good 12, 15 points at halftime, but just struggled from from 3-point line, and didn't really seem to recognize it, didn't try and go anywhere else but the 3-point line, and they end up it ended up getting away from them because they didn't take advantage of their opportunities to put away Florida A&M.
So that'll pretty much do it. Let's see what the Hornets do here with the last 15 or so seconds. And they'll essentially throw it away, much like they threw this game away, Chris. And 81-68. Got to be a tough one.
Yeah, like I said, this is one that's really going to hurt because you really felt like this was one you could win, you should win, had an opportunity to win it at halftime, and they just didn't play well enough in the second half. They just really let Florida A&M do what they want, and they never could get it going on offense. And eventually Florida A&M was sparked by that run by Marcus Barham with about 12 minutes to go in the second half. And these last 12 minutes were really long if you're a Hornet. They just, looked discouraged from the moment they lost the lead. And Florida A&M, took it to them in the second half. It was ugly. And, but like you said, it's a quick turnaround. You got to get back to it, probably a light practice tomorrow. If I were Coach Walker, I wouldn't even discuss today. Just forget it. Right into tomorrow, we're going to focus on North Carolina Central and, get after them on Monday. That's the best medicine is another game and a quick turnaround.
Quick turnaround. Back on Monday, WDSU-TV. For Chris Moore, always great to be with you, Chris. All the crew. Everyone have a good night. Hornets fall 81-68 to the Rattlers. Second half collapse. Women fall as well. Kind of a sense of deja vu. Let's see what the Hornets can do now. 5 straight losses. Let's see if they can pick themselves up Monday here at Memorial Hall Gymnasium against North Carolina A&T. Thank you for watching. Have a great night.